Right. So primary thanks. Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Philip, for organizing this, as well as um, Maria that helped organize. And this is my short, I have to say, or in 10 slides, my ELT journey. So my ELT journey starts with, I'm going to talk a little bit about my name. So there's a lot of confusion. I have a Spanish name on Facebook. So people keep asking me. So my name, yes, is Georgios because I'm Greek. So there's some Greek speakers here. So Yorgos is my name. So you can try practicing it. Yorgos, you can do that on your own. And my journey started when I was a young kid. So I started going to English classes because, as you may be familiar with Greece, there are afternoon classes or evening classes that in private language schools. So this is where we actually learn English. And I used to go. My brother actually pushed me to go, and then I was kind of busy with other things, sports, football, and stuff like that. So I actually failed my first class. So my mom, she went the next year to enroll me again, despite that I failed, because she wanted me to learn English. English is something that people think that gives you, it will help you in the future. So she was there talking with my teacher, and actually, that's my teacher. And you'll see why I thank her. So she was talking with my teacher. Her name is Hara Filipidis. She's retired, but she's very active with exchange programs still in Greece. So she was telling her that, Yorgos has failed. His mind is more in football rather than in English. So maybe, he should give it another try, but maybe it will be better if you just, maybe not learn English at this point. I was listening, and I was so embarrassed and I was so shy because my mom, she didn't have the financial capacity at that moment to support, because it was rather expensive. So from that year on, Yorgos became very good in English and actually got a scholarship every year. His mom had to pay pretty much nothing for English. So that's, how I got inspired. And I want to publicly thank Hara. Hara means joy in Greek, that she, without, I don't know how she did it, but she inspired me to be the teacher that I am today. So as a child, as I was saying, so after that, on the second class and third year and fourth year, I would gather my friends and I would teach them. So, we were doing, maybe the simple past or simple present, everything. So I would write my own sentences. So I would give them to my classmates, and we would have classes. Usually the days we didn't have English classes. So then Hara, as I said, she was an inspiration, and she was actually very, very open-minded. So she wanted us to do more. So she actually proposed to my mom to send me as a foreign exchange student. So at the age of 12 or 13, I think, I went to Minnesota, and I was a foreign exchange student. And it's really cold. If you've never been to Minnesota, it's like freezing. So nothing compared to Greece. For a long, long time. So I went to St. Peter's public schools, the high school there. It was a very, very good experience. And one of the electives that I chose to take there was Spanish. So I had my other favorite teacher. Her name is Rhonda Zockert. And I don't know if they still do it, but when I was taking Spanish classes, if there was a translation for our name, she would use our Spanish name. So Yorgos became George in the US and then became Jorge. So this is how I ended up with Jorge all my life, just because of a Spanish teacher in St. Peter's in Minnesota. And I've kept that because for a long time, I thought it was cool. I thought it was nice. But then later, for reasons that I'm going to talk about later, I think that I want to go back to my original name. So I want to be Yorgos or Georgios or anything that's related to my Greek heritage, because I think this is important. Then I went back to Greece. I graduated from Greek high school, graduated from the US high school, then went back. And then there was a disruption. So I wanted to be an English teacher, but my family wanted me to be a computer engineer because my brother was very successful. So they said, you you need to be a computer engineer. But I said, well, I don't want to, but they said you have to. So I did. And I ended up in Greece at a university studying computer science. And of course, the first thing that I did, having gone to the US and having taken a C2 certificate, the first thing that I did when I went to Arta, which is where I studied, was to send my CV at an English language school. And I got a job. I have to admit that my students were older than me. So the first students that I had were adults, were not, as you might think, young learners. And that was, I thought that was scary, but fascinating at the same time. So I had a passion, and I worked in that school that's now called ALCC. Skura Mariana. Mariana was another inspiration for me, just because she embraced me when I was inexperienced. I never taught in a class, but she hired me when she got my CV. It was a very, very fun and interesting experience for 6 or 7 years that I stayed in that school. And then I moved because I graduated and finished my studies. I worked at the Hellenic American Union, and then I started teaching at DIRI, the American College of Greece. And on that aspect also, I became familiar with TESOL Greece, part of their volunteer team, part of the leadership. And I'm proud to say that they are, and if you ever seen my thread on Facebook, they're my professional family and my actual family. Then I moved to Saudi Arabia. After I left DIRI, I moved to Saudi Arabia, where I came to and started teaching English. And here for the last 9 years. This is my 9th in Saudi Arabia. It's been a very, very interesting experience. Starting teaching English, I moved to humanities, then starting soft skills, critical thinking, corporate clients, and all that. It has been a very, very interesting path in this country, and I'm proud to be a transnational teacher. So I'm teaching in a country that English is not an official language even. It's a second language and a foreign language, sorry. So it has been a very interesting experience to see how that progressed. Now, then TESOL International came to, this is my first trip to TESOL International in 2014, 15. And don't look at it like that. It was, I think, 2-3 connections. And this is another professional family. And this is something that also inspired me to do more for the profession. So teaching, as I see, is my passion. And this actually helped me more. It helped me become a better teacher. It helped me have more professional development opportunities. And these are all some of the opportunities that I was able to do because of my exposure to TESOL International, what else? TESOL Turkey, another EFL talk with Rob. I was part of a great project of TESOL International, the 6 principles for exemplary teachers. I was in Kuwait, I've been in Hong Kong, I've been in lots and lots of different countries, because this is how I think our as professionals, this is how we progress. We progress to our passion. I believe that teaching English is a passion for me. I'm very passionate about it. I love teaching. I do have a job at university, but I made certain that I have at least some hours to teach, because I want to stay connected. I want to stay connected with my students, because I believe when students they become admin and they separate from teaching, then it all becomes very, very scary. So administrators believe that teachers are superheroes. Not that we're not. We are superheroes, but we can do certain things. So what I would say my whole life and career up to now has been this passion, and my passion is teaching. I would like to encourage everybody out there, regardless of how they feel, if they are native English speakers, non-native English speakers, and if it's your dream and your passion, you're going to make it, you're going to succeed, as long as you believe in your dreams and you believe in your passion. Rob, for 3, 2, 1. Thank you.
Nice timing. You're getting good at this, buddy.
Thank you.
Great job. So Georgios, Jorge, George, all of you, thank you so much for coming and doing this. Pleasure to have you again.